No, where are we looking at?
We're live.
Are we live?
That's the camera.
Well,
We can do
It's
this.
recorded
Okay.
as private, and then we can.
Okay. No hard R's.
So yeah, it's not actually live.
They actually banned a World War II channel that's filming history week by week because they use the word Nazis.
Yeah, I saw
That's
that.
Yeah,
dumb.
because the algorithm makes it do it. And they were great with World War One. I watched all those. Great. Good stuff.
You can't ban something from saying Nazis.
Well,
you can if you're a
we're
YouTuber.
about to get banned.
Hey!
'Cause we done said it twice.
Hey! Nazis are great killing things. Kill them all.
Okay, so we just watched two supposedly of the worst movies ever made by two of the worst directors ever made.
And they were really good. Like, good movies.
We watched A Talking Cat.
Exclamation
Huh?
question
Oh,
mark.
you said that right.
A talking cat.
A talking cat?
Yeah, that one. I don't know.
There we go.
And we watched Plan 9 from Outer Space. I really hope the mic's not muted.
Well, subtitles.
Yeah.
They'll be just as good as the ones in a talking cat.
A talking cat.
So we'll talk about A Talking Cat first.
It was terrible. It was the worst. It sucked.
What happened in a talking cat? Matt.
Me. There's a cat voiced by Eric Roberts, who
Drunk Eric Roberts.
oh, he was
Obviously
blasted for the
blasted.
entire recording that they probably did in 2 to 4
hours. I was
hours.
going to say 2 hours or so.
And I think they did it out of order because he kind of sounds more sober at the end than he did at the start.
That's how drinking works.
He woke up.
What?
Well, he showed up drunk, and as they were recording, he sobered up.
Oh, see, I thought he was just getting more and more blasted as it went on.
I think literally what happened with that movie was that the movie was done, but they needed somebody to play the cat, and they found him at like a bar in Hollywood. Was just like,
You're Eric
you're
Roberts.
Eric Roberts. We'll pay you X amount of
We'll
money.
come to your tab if you
Yeah,
come
and
with
if you
us.
just come with us. And he was like, all right. I'm not. I'm Eric Roberts.
Oh, man.
I loved it that he wasn't even in the end credits, but he was the main credit on like the first title scene. It was like starring Eric Roberts.
We'll
He
get to
wasn't
the
in
other
Sorry.
main billing of that movie.
So then there's a kid named Chris who's fucking as queer as a $3 bill. Like he's clearly meant to be in a David Decoteau movie. He has the hots for this chick that he wants to tutor. And that's about when the cat finds them, right?
The cat was just there.
Yeah, he gives some
Philosophical message
Yeah.
at the beginning.
Right.
The cat opened the movie.
Yeah.
In the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Medicating.
But then he goes to the
No,
house.
meditating. But it
And
was
the
wrong
kid
subtitle.
thinks that he saw a cat, but he's not sure. But then his dad sees the cat, and they're like, "Hey, there is a cat," and that's about as much excitement as you get from this movie.
This movie, Lord.
They wanted to go to, like, the one girl wanted to go to business college so bad.
Yeah, it's like two families we're following through this movie.
And then some random girl that's there.
Well, who's the random?
Fanny.
Fanny.
Franny.
Oh,
Franny.
Franny.
She was getting tutored.
Yeah, she was the glue that binded them together because she was that one girl's friend and she was
I know.
that dude's crush.
I know.
Her name was Tina.
I know.
Tina?
Fantastic.
Tina, I forget her brother's name.
Trent.
Trent.
Trent, yeah. Wow. I already forgot that movie.
See, and her mom had two of them. but they were twins, but she had two of them. Without subtitles, you would never know that.
Yeah.
Never would have known that.
Trent was the twin too, though, right?
But like,
Well, I
what
mean, it has
happened in the
to be.
middle of the movie?
Nothing.
The cat individually talked to each of them. It could only talk to one person once. And there's some great CGI. Of it.
Fantastic.
It looked like a South Park mouth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Honestly,
yes.
like it was a South
It was
Park,
like
stop
Photoshop.
motion, like cardboard mouth on the cat. But in the middle of the movie, what happened was the mom of the twins,
She made cheese puffs.
she made a lot of cheese
That's
puffs.
right.
Lots of cheese puffs
And
with
Dad-
her business
And the dad
because,
fell in love with her.
and the dad had retired from his internet job. He basically sold internet, so he's rich. His house, oh man.
He had a tree of boots.
He had a tree with boots. Like, holy fuck, that was great. I want it. But in the middle of the movie, it was about how the cat was starting to talk to people, and Trent wasn't creative, and he had to fix the fence for like 15 minutes because his mom kept falling through it in the weeds that it was by.
She was just pounding wood all day.
Tina's on her gray laptop with tape over the thing. We're not going to mention what kind of laptop it was because we're not really sure. But
Well, they had to tape it instead of putting a
right in the
sticker
middle,
over
and it was
top,
gray.
all the way down the back of the computer instead of just putting a sticker over the fruit that is usually on those computers when everybody doesn't want
Yeah,
it.
the fruit company
Yes.
that Lieutenant Dan invested in that one time. And they just keep going back and forth, and the son isn't sure what he should do, and everybody talks to the cat, and the parents of both families like Humphrey Bogart movies, but they can't
Yeah.
name the movies. They have to sort
Because they weren't
them
allowed
by
to.
genre
Right.
and co-star, not say the names of the movies.
Or, yeah.
And the cat tells everybody some advice like walk in the woods or you have imagination and stupid shit like that.
Get in the pool.
And
with
then,
some of the
yeah,
rough
and then Trent had imagination to get in the pool with the scrawny Chris kid.
Because he
who-
couldn't swim. He didn't know
He
how to
couldn't
swim.
swim, yeah,
So
that
Trent
was-
was teaching him how to swim.
And that was actually a good point because he wouldn't get in the pool with people and he was afraid, and everybody's like, "Oh, you should probably be here."
It's
every
just like
day."
a cat. They
He
don't
just
like
couldn't
water
swim.
either. They don't want to swim.
Yeah, so maybe Chris is like the human embodiment of the cat, just not as philosophical with cardboard now.
I just thought
I'm
that
more sober.
I don't know about that.
No, he was.
You sure?
What about the laser pointer?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you can see the laser pointer where sometimes where the cat's gonna walk. You can just see it, just like shining, and then the cat goes there and like swats at it. Great editing.
the best character in that movie was not
Could have just put a mouth over it.
like it was just the cat itself, not his voiceover. It was obviously done like-
Squeaky the cat. Yes,
Squeaky
that
was fantastic in that movie.
It was a good cat. He would paw at the couch. The mom, top billing too with the dad, as we found out, was in an X-rated Alice in Wonderland movie that's also a comedy musical. You can find that on a certain website. Full, it's 74 minutes long.
If we watch
What
it,
kind
we'll
of-
It's the
review it.
same length as the movie.
Yeah, I think she's only in 74-minute movies.
No,
What was the
Everyone's
website?
74.
It starts with
This
a P and
was-
ends with a hub.
Was the website a hub of X-rated videos?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think so.
Yes, you might actually be able to find it on a number of xratedhub.coms.
Or X.
Maybe some tubes that are red.
Oh yeah, maybe even like a Bluetooth.
Is that a thing?
I don't know. But it was. I liked the movie. I really liked it.
So
it could
it
be
was a
on
fun movie.
Google search
we're,
videos.
we're
too,
missing
though,
a
just-
very important part of the movie, which is Duffy. That's the cat's
That's the
name,
cat's
right?
name. Is Duffy. Yeah.
Duffy gets hit by a car,
a
and he's
Subaru,
in
too,
such
but they're
bad
worse.
shape that they had to wrap some gauze around its neck and just let it dangle on its head.
I wish we could put
It
stills.
honestly,
Yeah,
Like,
we'll get there.
it
We'll go
kind of
back
didn't
and
look
look
like
at this
even
at
gauze
some
though. It
point.
kind of looked more like panties almost, possibly.
Everything looks like panties to you, Corey.
You know,
It and they have to go find its collar.
Which he told Trent
It's
he could
magical
use
collar.
his imagination to find it buried on a ridge in a magical forest by a magical tree, and they find it on a rock.
it was just on the rock.
Yeah.
Which was by the road at the park they
There's
were
not a-
filming at.
There's
Like,
not a tree in the shot.
Corey, we open the beer.
No,
All of it.
the entire beer.
And
Yeah.
so then it
I
ends.
mean, the entire beer.
oh, yes.
The dad and the mom
Pass it around.
are dating now.
I really hope the mic's off and we just have to ADR this later.
Yeah.
It would look just like the cat's mouth. Like,
It would.
It worked out very
We
well.
could
We'll just do a bad lip reading,
Yeah.
and I'll read for you guys.
Okay.
Thank you, Sarah.
Is there
Oh,
any
you
way
know
to
what?
test if the mic is on right
My
now before
loyalty
we're done
runs
with
deep.
this?
No.
We appreciate that.
The mic does look better.
Yeah.
But that is a talking cat.
A talking cat?
It's about family and maybe
It
a gay
supports your
kid. Like
expectations.
In business
It's-
college.
it's honestly
Business college. I
it's
want to
not
go
a bad
there.
movie.
No,
Business
it's
College.
a terrible fucking movie.
I didn't
and I
think
wish
so
we
bad.
didn't watch it.
I loved it. The
You know what I mean?
music,
To the other
the
movie we
music-
watched.
no, the music though, where they're like scanning the clothes
Yeah,
for
it was
whatever
fucking
reason.
terrible.
And then it would just like
it
honk.
would go like,
It's-
like do that kind of shit that made no sense.
Oh no!
Every single choice in that movie was a bad directorial choice.
Well,
Are you kidding me? That pool looked great. Like
Can-
the
can-
house
since-
looked
since
great.
it's a
The
director
inside,
thing,
like,
Can we mention that the
decor.
director released it under a fake name?
right.
Yeah. Mary Crawford.
Yeah.
but
But I think that's because he's so affiliated with
shirtless guys.
softcore gay porn that they won't let him do kids movies.
But he still had two young men take their shirts off.
It's
Yeah,
still
he found a way.
He did it.
and it,
I mean,
He did it.
It just
there's
seems
so much
like-
footage on the cutting room floor.
that's what I mean.
No, there's so
I
much
imagine
footage
him,
in
like,
his apartment.
Directing that scene. Now splash a little more.
Which is probably as
Splash.
far at this
It
point.
seemed like they were like filming a long porno, and these were just like the things that weren't porn in it, like in between scenes.
No.
Dude, the I know part too really fucking got to me. Where Tina said I know 3 times while she fake talked on the phone, and you just wanted that 4th I know. Like the first
I
time,
know.
like okay.
I know.
Second time,
I know.
the 3rd time it happened. Okay, this is like such a letdown.
So I mean, you
That's the
hated,
worst part of that
you
movie.
hated that part.
That's the worst part of that movie to
I know.
me was
I know.
where they only said I know 3 times.
Okay.
It's just awful.
And then she gets off the phone. I'm such a good friend.
Like talk about edging in a softcore family porno that we watched.
So on anything else?
Yeah, it kind of.
Yeah, it sucked. Let's
Well,
talk about the good movie now.
What would you give it?
Negative 10 to 10.
God, how we do this? Again?
-4.
That's a solid.
I haven't done
Yeah,
this.
Yeah, but the other movie I would give 10 out of 10.
Solid
It's the
2.
best movie I've ever seen.
Solid 2 for a talking cat.
I feel like -4 is a good score for it.
So this is what moves the movie on, though, right?
No, it's just great.
Okay. I'm going to give it a -3.
Ooh, okay.
It wasn't bad. Well, I feel like there was no real direction in it, was my whole thing. Like, we went into
Sure
it.
there was. Take your shirt off.
No, not yet.
When it kind of started, we were thinking it was going to be like a children's movie kind of thing. Like, it would have like some sort of a message about relationships or something.
Use your imagination.
That's it.
Trent.
Learn to swim.
But
Take your shirt off.
but I did laugh my ass off in that movie, so I'm going to give it a -3. Then we can move on to the next one.
Oh,
Plan 9 from Outer Space.
one of my favorite movies.
This is the best movie I've ever seen.
Plan 9.
There's no way that's true.
Plan 9 from Outer Space is a treat. It is the longest 75 minutes you will ever.
It's only
Ever.
74. I
It's
believe.
Oh,
It's a treat in the same way candied corn is a treat.
it tastes like wax and feels like it too. Plan 9 is a movie about how aliens are trying to show their might. They're not even trying to take over. They're not trying to do anything. And so their idea is Plan 9 because they moved on from plans 1 through 8. They didn't work.
Right.
They've tried to contact Earth. We don't contact them back. So Plan 9, they decide to raise the dead to living. So zombie movie, you know?
Zombie alien movie.
But the problem with their plan is
Vampires too.
they use
That was still a zombie.
an old lady who, like, from the story is an old lady, but it's Vampira or Vampire, however you want to say it. Bella Lugosi, who I'm pretty sure was actually dead when this movie was filmed.
I think
It was the weekend version.
It was totally his last movie.
it was.
Like, has to be. He might have been dead. He might have died during it. It doesn't matter. We'll get to what Bela Lugosi became. And what we decided is Kingpin from Batman, because this dude is huge.
From Batman.
He was there.
Daredevil?
Daredevil.
Fuck, Daredevil. Sorry.
Spider-Man.
Sorry, I got it wrong.
Wrong
I got it wrong. Got it
Wrong
wrong.
universe.
Been drinking. It's okay.
God damn.
Been drinking.
So
Oh,
Plan
man.
9 ends up being this movie about these aliens trying to show their might. They raise the dead with their electro guns. They have small and big ones, which we never see the big one, I guess. But you know,
I mean,
it's
there a
all
middle
set.
one too? There could
It's
be.
all set in 4 spots: a graveyard with cardboard crosses, a plane, which obviously airplane totally knocks off because whoever made that movie knew exactly what they were doing. Some guy's patio and a spaceship that just lands and nobody notices, which is a giant cube with ladders that don't work.
I'd say 14 minutes of it stock footage.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then stock footage everywhere, or not even stock footage, rehashing of the same shot.
I would see like
Um,
like that movie was 1959,
something like that.
and it was stock footage from like World War I and II.
I actually want to say it was Korea because they had the trucks with the
I'm saying
missiles.
some of
Yeah, some of it was, but like the trucks, like they just got stock footage from like literally any
just
war.
anything that.
you can
This was
find that's
before the
free.
History Channel, so
Yeah.
you couldn't just find it all the time.
So they do all this. The aliens are trying to raise the dead. They have their leader. He doesn't get that upset when like a zombie shows up, whatever. And then at the end, it turns into this big like anti-nuclear arms sort of spiel, which is awful. It's the longest thing that you can ever watch. It drags this movie. Like the rest of it's pretty like it's fast paced because
Is
they
it
hard
though?
cut. They hard cut everything, and it's so bad and fun. You just see all these like stupid shit happening. But once they get to the like inside of the spaceship cube ladder thing, it just is the longest 15 minutes of your entire life.
Was that
It is
only
just-
15 minutes?
Yes. Yes, I think it's 15 minutes. I'm approximating. It was just awful.
I think it was 3 minutes, and it felt like
Exactly. So it was 15 minutes long. That's how bad it was.
It was 15 minutes long of this
And the
3.5 hour long movie.
that was 74 minutes. So Plan 9 from Outer Space is a terrible yet fun movie about aliens trying to make zombies, and they go to a small town, a town of people.
Town of people.
A town of dead people.
That's what Plan 9 is. There's a lot of things to talk about with Plan 9 now. There's just it's so bad.
Oh, dude.
I feel like it was, but I don't feel like.
It's
I feel like they tried a lot harder with the technology that they would have had back then
They did
versus
use
the
practical effects,
versus the Cat movie,
which
would be easy enough for any of us to make right now with like that cat over there.
yeah.
well with
And
Plan 9,
Yep,
they did use practical effects. You could see the strings though.
could.
That's fine though. That's forgiven. Like you see strings. In
I'm
it.
pretty sure the Ed Wood Tim Burton movie was pretty accurate in that the spaceships were just hats.
Yeah, it's probably fair.
Except at the end where it was the little like stovetop popcorn thing,
Yeah.
because they had to use the like sound effects. Brilliant. A good thing about this movie is like the editing. Like sometimes there's like some really weird hard cuts, but like how they like put all the film together, like it like sometimes seamlessly like worked. Like it's not good, but like it's edited very well with all the like whatever they did and how they piece it. I like that part of it.
And I honestly didn't think like for that era. I mean, it wasn't good, obviously, but when you compare it to other things that are in that exact era, how can you judge the acting? It was kind of the same. It wasn't.
The acting's fine.
It's fine. I mean, it
the
wasn't.
script was
The
awful.
script was
Oh man.
Okay, so the thing with Plan 9
Oh,
from Outer Space
man.
being the worst movie ever made for so long
I don't think it is.
is because it took a lot more anyway to get a movie made in 1959 than it does in 2019.
Sure.
Like anybody can go fucking make a movie now with like $1,000 in their
Yeah.
pocket and a GoPro.
And a cat and a big house, if that's all you
And-
have,
And Plan 9,
which was Talking Cat.
Ed Wood had a passion project that he poured his heart, soul, and life
He
into.
directed, wrote, and produced it, so that's like
And
his movie.
he
Yeah.
got that made like everything be damned. It's like, oh, we don't have that in the budget. Well, I need to find a way around doing that. Whereas now it's like, I can go buy a fucking fruit product and it has the software to do it on it.
Now, let's talk about how Ed Wood cut budget in this film. There are three great examples. First are the gravediggers when they died. If you look at those dummies, they are just the worst out of place dummies like ever. Ever. They just
skeletons?
look the dummies, like the gravediggers at the beginning.
Oh,
Their
okay.
bodies, like it's a dummy like doing this over his head and it just doesn't move. The second is I guess maybe how fast the zombies might move. I guess they're getting paid per step at some point. They just like don't move at all. They just kind of do that and everybody runs. But Bela Lugosi, I've read somewhere, and it's probably not true, but it makes sense that since Bela Lugosi died, they have 2 stock footage reels of him walking in a graveyard, which is not close to the same graveyard in the movie. And then him opening a house door, which I think might actually be like the same house, but like you do that. But when they need Bela Lugosi's characters show up, Ed Wood got his chiropractor to do this with a cape over his face like this and just walk around slowly. That's amazing. Like,
I
that's so
still
cool
kind of think
and so bad.
like the Bela Lugosi scenes in that movie were almost like he had just literally walked from the set that he was on and accidentally came into the other set.
He does stuff like this. He's like,
oh shit, and they filmed it anyway and stuck in the movie.
it's so bad. It's so bad.
So what do you give it?
I give it like as a movie I've seen so many times. It's totally a 10 out of 10. Just like
Excuse me.
it is a 10 out of 10. It's great. The characters are just so campy and like the message it gives is just so
Oh, and
fucking
it did
stupid.
have that guy from like Superbad.
Yeah, and it has Joe Triglio or whatever. It's fucking him. They say Keanu Reeves is back from the dead. No, Joe Lo Triglio or whatever his name is
Yeah.
is in this
He's
movie.
in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
It's absurd.
All that.
It's a
Reno
10 out of 10.
911.
It's the worst. It is the worst movie. The script is awful. Just the idea that the aliens have had 8 plans before it is awful. Their idea of Plan 9 is just, it's like that's a good idea. It's a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10, bad movie. It's a 10 out of 10. I love it. I'll watch it all the time.
I'm giving it a -3.
I'm going to give that one a 0, and I have reasons for that because again, I don't think it's as bad as people have made it out to be. We made fun of the costumes, but if you look back at like the '60s Star Trek costumes, it looks
Sexy as fuck.
about the same as
Agreed.
that, and acting and stuff and everything
One
else.
is a TV show and one is a feature length.
And if we want to talk about Star Trek, the whole point of Star Trek costumes are like kind of just like be very simple because they're all
Just
the same
saying.
because they have aliens and stuff. But we'll get to Star Trek
I think it was better than the Cat movie just because if there was one that I'm going to watch again, it would probably be Plan 9. I don't know that I would ever watch the Cat movie again. Maybe if it came up on something, if it was just on TV randomly when I watched it, if it was just
A talking cat is not going to be
Yeah,
on
or
TV.
like, or
It's not
like,
going to be on TV ever.
like 10 years down the road. if I'm
Maybe
just like-
Hallmark when they're
if I
not
find
still
it-
under.
if I find it at like a thrift shop or something, I'm like, a talking cat? Gotta buy this for 50 cents. But otherwise, no. Plan 9, I'd watch it
Go
again.
buy the Blu-ray. It's a talking cat.
A talking cat.
I'd give it a, honestly, -6.
-6.
What did you give the cat movie?
-4.
You like that one better. Where's that?
That's not what the ratings do.
I know.
I feel like.
I just, I don't think it's a bad movie. I think it's dull, but like,
Dull.
Yeah.
I personally find any movie made before 1982 to be dull.
The Day the Earth Stood Still is awesome.
The one with
I don't think
Keanu
I-
Reeves?
No,
So it's
That
like,
one sucked.
no, that one was terrible. Like Metropolis. It's great.
Metropolis is amazing.
Yeah,
that came
it's
out
great.
in fucking 1926.
All right.
Right.
So, since we're going battle of the directors,
Okay.
Matt, what are the rules here? So I and maybe our audience can also
Well,
pick the right answer.
if you look at it this way,
Corey Bailey, please.
a talking cat got a -9 in total. This got 10, 0, 8, 2. So, by that alone, Plan 9 from Outer Space is the better directed movie.
I think it
See,
is.
I tried to base my
But-
my score
so that means-
not on like how I feel the movie was directed, just how I feel about the movie. But I do think Planet 9 is the better directed movie because it was a movie.
And they actually tried.
Yeah, there's effort and like as much as I dislike the movie, you can tell there's effort and shit put in it. It's just dated to me.
Yeah.
Like that's
No, and if we're
But,
going direction, I'm totally with that as well. I think
To put it this way, the way you feel about the movie ultimately rests on the director. They have ultimate say in how it's acted, how it's shot, what the editor does with it after, pre and post. They can change the script at will, unless a producer, of course, steps in and says something has to happen or can't happen.
what did I give the cats? The talking cat? Maybe like a
I mean,
3 or 4.
based on
right?
that, Pootie Tang would be the best movie ever, but it's not.
Just remember the
I honestly
But then again, the
think
director got fired during the editing process.
I'm totally gonna be an outlier. I think that Plan 9, based on those criteria, is the worst directed movie of the two.
Really?
No.
Because he wrote, produced, and directed it. So he is in charge at the end that he thinks it's a good movie. He wrote the script. He didn't change anything of it. And so
don't know
like
that.
the editing, but he's a producer, so he's the one that gets the final say in a film. So he thinks that it's perfect. So I think it's the worst directed of the two, because the Cat movie, I liked it. It had good ideas. It was really short.
It was longer than planned.
It was longer. Seeing that too. Like if it's a passion project, then it should be like a better film. It shouldn't just be like chopped together. You really want to make it. I think it's the worst directed film. The sets are bad. The hard cuts are just bad. But the editing, I think, is the only thing that saves this movie from any sort of thing. It's terrible. I think the Cat movie, the guy doesn't make people take their shirts off immediately.
You really wanted
He
him
does.
to do
No,
that
for the
no,
reason
you really
no,
wanted
no.
him
He has like the story like makes sense in a way. Like
No,
he
it
kind of-
doesn't.
No, it doesn't
It
at all.
does. Like
It didn't have a
besides what like their distance might be, like the Cat gives good advice and it moves the story on to bring these families together. I think I think he did that very well. It might not be the best story or like cohesion of characters,
There
but
wasn't
like
really a
there is
story.
this like catalyst of the cat, and that's what it's about. And they're all like a talking cat, they hold the title well. I think Plan 9 is the worst directed movie.
I
of
think
the
Plan
two.
9 is a better directed movie.
I think
because
so.
Ed Wood found loopholes and roundabouts to have a science fiction movie in 1959 with not necessarily believable spaceships, but they're not so unbelievable that they take you out of it.
Especially compared to other movies at the time too.
That's true,
It didn't
too.
look that bad compared to other movies at the time.
He also put his name on it.
The
I'm
acting
pretty
wasn't
with it,
too
that's what I
bad.
get.
What again compared to acting at that time?
Right. But
You're
the
blonde accident.
with the Cat movie, they couldn't even do a fucking mouth right in 2012 or 14.
Right.
It was just a black hole that got bigger and smaller. So
I mean the cat
So I
movie.
say- I say Ed Wood is better directed.
I absolutely agree because again, it's one of those things that I think we would. This is where I'm going to put mine down to why I think Ed Wood is a better directed film is because I think as a group of people that have just watched those movies, I honestly think that Ed Wood right now for this particular group of people to try to remake shot for shot would be way more difficult than the Cat movie was. I think I could get my cat, or that cat over there, Nala. You want to be in this movie? She's like, But I think if we recreated the Cat movie right now, drunk, smoking cigarettes, nobody would really know the difference. Like, couldn't distinguish them. But if we tried to make Plan 9 right now, there's no fucking way. Cat movie's so much easier. And that's why I think that guy, Ed Wood, is a better director.
That wins. I think it's just so fucking bad.
Also, Eric Roberts is a pretty good actor typically, and
He is.
David Decoteau couldn't get that out of him, even in a fucking box. Box for like 4 hours.
And there's been plenty of people that have
people do that all the time.
Chris, are
there's
you going to
been
say
plenty of people that
the
have.
Cat movie's better directed?
No.
Okay.
So the
So-
Cat movie moves on.
Like,
So,
right, so
Ed Wood.
Fuck yeah, more shirtless men.
even comparing like
God, you really like that, don't you?
the performances out of like the two. I feel like for the time, like the acting within Plan 9, fucking it fits within like his acting. Then
It just was
what it is now.
right.
Um,
Wasn't the same thing.
versus
What-
like
I'm gonna look at this.
fucking like the acting in fucking A Talking Cat.
There wasn't any.
Like
That's what.
what direction did he give them? Like give me a dead-eyed stare or ham it the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I dropped the cheese puffs. Like,
They were fucking delicious, man. You don't want to drop
I
that.
love those fucking cheese stuff.
So David Decoteau, worse director than Ed Wood.
For the time being, yes, I think so.
or should we say Mary Crawford?
Yeah, Mary
Yeah,
Crawford.
Mary Crawford.
What other movies are we going to have to review of his?
Don't you worry
And
about
where,
that.
where do we find them?
Shirtless dudes.
I think a
Just
lot of them.
You're so excited, though.
I think a lot.
Because it's such a fucking stupid
I think a
idea.
lot of them are on that
Shirtless
Rivers
dudes.
Transformer.
Are we going to have to find them on that?
that is.
The River Transformer.
You lost me.
The dark web.
Amazon Prime.
No, it's. I got it now. Wow.
Oh, that was good.
Wow.
Just read
Yeah,
I would never caught that.
I think we could find them on that hub on the internet that has porn on
God
it.
damn it, Ed Wood changed the name of Plan 9 from Grave Robbers from Outer Space. What a better fucking title. It makes sense. It's the worst directed movie of all time.
Next episode,
Stupid.
it'll be Neil Breen versus Uwe Boll.
What does Uwe Boll do? What's his movie?
He did a lot of those video game adaptations, such as Blood Rain.
Oh God. Oh God.
and
Which
The
one are we
Name of the
gonna?
King.
Which one are we gonna have to watch though?
We're watching his highest rated one,
Which was Blood.
which is King Cobra.
Oh
I don't believe it's a video game adaptation.
no, that's a shame. Actually, that would have been better than Blood Rain.